everyone and welcome. My name is Al, and today folks I want to talk about Ceasar's Bay Shopping Bazaar, or Ceasar's Bay Flea Market as people like to call it. And it was a very historical place, and I had done a video recently on Corvettes, and a lot of folks actually emailed me and let me know that they wanted me to do a video on Ceasar's Bay Flea Market. So here we go. So this is the history of Ceasar's Bay Flea Market. So folks, as everyone knows who used to shop there, it was a fabulous place to shop because you had all kinds of vendors in there. And along the way, I'm going to throw in a bunch of pictures of Ceasar's Bay Flea Market to remind you guys what it looked like, and just to anyone who hasn't really been there, give them an idea of what it was like. So here we go. So to dispel a popular rumor or urban legend, the bay that's right there where Ceasar's Bay Flea Market was and where Toys R Us used to be, it's not called Ceasar's Bay. It's actually called Gravesend Bay. And Gravesend Bay pretty much extends from the bridge, the Verrazano Bridge, all the way over to Coney Island. So Ceasar's Bay was just kind of like a name that they thought up. And the reason that they thought that up is, I'll tell you right now, was because of the two founders of the Ceasar's Bay Flea Market. One of the founders' names was Joseph Gindi, and the other name of the other founder was Ceasar Salama. So there you go. That's where the name came from, Ceasar's Bay Flea Market. So the flea market opened up on June 4th, 1982, and I remember it really well because I was in high school then. I went to Bishop Ford Central Catholic High School, and that wasn't so far from Ceasar's Bay. It was only a bus ride or a short car ride on the Bay Parkway. But the amazing thing about the flea market, because you remember the flea market took over when Corvettes actually went bankrupt. There was nothing there for a couple of years. So Corvettes went out December 24th of 1980. So it was actually a couple of years before these two guys were able to work out this deal on that empty building. So the place opened up on June 4th, 1982. But what was so amazing was it was a flea market. Now, it was only opened on the weekends, but what was so amazing about it was that it had this huge parking lot. The parking lot, and of course the parking lot is still there, but the parking lot actually fit 2,000 cars, 2,000 parking spaces, and that was a heck of a lot. And you know what was funny about that parking lot was that so many people actually learned to drive in that parking lot. I'm sure if you're watching this right now, and you're my age, I'm 54, I'm sure you guys will probably remember your parents probably taking you out over there, because that was a different era, folks. Back then, stores closed. They weren't really open. Sometimes on a Sunday, they closed early. So you could turn around and you could go there and you could drive, and you could learn how to drive. Now, I did learn how to drive over there, but primarily I learned how to drive in Greenwood Cemetery because my mom, actually my whole family, my brother, my sister, my nephews, everybody learned to drive in Greenwood Cemetery because my mom had a saying. She said, you're going to learn how to drive. Everybody's dead in here, so if something happens, you can't kill anybody. So that was pretty much, and my mom was great, but that was pretty much her motto, and we all learned how to drive in there. So what was so incredible, I think, about Ceasar's Bay Flea Market was that it was a great place to go to if you didn't know what to buy for somebody. There was so many different private vendors in there. Now, me, myself, my family, and I, we owned a Hallmark Gold Crown store for 25 years. So I know what it is to be a small retailer. And we were lucky enough to have a store with a reasonable rent. But a lot of folks weren't able to find that. So they went into the flea market. A lot of the people who were in the flea market, some of those people had stores, and they, for whatever reason, the building was bought out from under them, or there were fledgling companies just starting out, or there were artists who just had t-shirts or making up hats in there. There was even a dog supply guy in there who you could buy bones off of and all kinds of dog food. So it was a really amazing place. I mean, for us as teenagers, we went there to meet girls. We went there, to try to meet girls, I guess you could say. And we had, of course, you met your friends there. As I said, I went to Bishop Ford Central Catholic High School, so a lot of folks throughout Brooklyn went to Bishop Ford. So it was kind of a place where you'd accidentally run into somebody, or you'd, on purpose accidentally run into somebody. And it was really a wonderful place. So folks out there, if you could whatever memories you guys have, I'd love you to drop, let me know, and send me a little history about, memories you have of Ceasar's Bay Flea Market. It would be really cool, because this was a Brooklyn institution, and the actual mall, where there's an Olive Garden right now, where there's a lot of other stuff in there, Five Guys, a vitamin store, there's all kinds of stuff in there right now. That's still called Ceasar's Bay Flea Market or Bazaar. It's still called, that's what the shopping center is still called. You have a lot of that kind of stuff. If you go to Staten Island, you'll go to where the Staten Island Mall is. That's still called Pergamon Plaza. So these names just kind of stick. But those two gentlemen really made history. So to continue on with the history of Ceasar's Bay, it actually lasted for 14 years. And the place didn't go out of business. It wasn't poorly run. It just came down to a simple thing of dollars and cents. The two guys got a really great offer from Kmart, and Kmart made a deal with them. So they had leases with a lot of these vendors. And I remember, I actually have a video that I have to really dig into. It's actually still in Brooklyn. My son was only 3 years old, and we went in there. We would go in there a lot, and they had a little food court in there and stuff. And I remember my son being 3 years old. They had a bunch of these little, rides in there, like Donald Duck, and they had the horse ride, and they had all kinds of different things in there. And it was really amazing. So it went out of business slowly, in a sense. And I think it was at the end of the year of that year of 95 that it went out of business. And so it was really run pretty well. It wasn't that they went bankrupt or anything like that. They just got a really good offer. The amazing thing, folks, was that they ran a lot of commercials too. Now you could go on YouTube and you could actually look up those commercials that they had. So it was a really, really well-run operation, in a sense. And like I said, it really, I think, I'd love to research how many people went on from Ceasar's Bay and actually opened up bigger stores, or went on to bigger things, or what the artists who in there, what they went on to do. I'm sure there was like a vast history of what went on. So you might be wondering where I am. If you don't really normally watch my channel, you wouldn't know, but I'm actually, you actually can see it on the tower right there. I'm actually in Celebration, and I'm going to turn you around right now, because this is really pretty. This is the town of Celebration. It's a Disney town. So look at all these amazing plants right here. These are cherry blossoms, and this is the public shopping complex. I guess I did the video right here because it kind of reminds me of Ceasar's Bay in a way. You kind of have that big anchor store, and it's, this place has a lot of character as well. And so of course, we live right around here, and obviously this place has a lot of memories. And speaking of memories, we're actually going to be starting a non-for-profit foundation. It's going to be a suicide prevention. In the rain now. Sadly, we lost my son Matt last August, and very shortly we're going to be starting a non-for-profit foundation. It's going to be called the Waffles Foundation. Waffles nickname, and it's going to be a suicide prevention foundation. But we're also going to be giving out musical instruments to children in need, or anybody in need who just wants to play. We're going to hook them up with musical lessons. And folks, I want to tell you, we don't have the number yet, and it's actually pending, but we just put in for the legal paperwork. It takes a couple of months. So the way it works is you get typically a state number, and then you get a legitimate 501c number. So we're waiting on both of those, and once those come up, we have the logo. I'll put the logo up for you to see. It's going to be amazing, folks. And what's so amazing is that so many people are coming on board from all over the place, musicians, people from all walks of life who are so interested, because this problem in our country, this problem in our world is becoming worse and worse with the virus that's raging through Florida right now. I mean, I don't have a mask on right now because there's literally nobody around me. It's going to pour rain very shortly, but there's nobody within about, I'd say, 1,000 feet from me. So I have the mask in my pocket though. But this is what's going on in the world, folks. So anybody out there, if you guys have any services you want to donate, there's going to be a lot more excitement to come. We have a Facebook page called the Waffles Foundation. You could just let us know. We're based in Florida, but we want to make this thing big, and we want to make it eventually have chapters all over. We also come from Brooklyn, obviously. So We have a lot of relatives in Brooklyn, and we go back and forth to Brooklyn quite often. So our roots are still Brooklyn as well. So it's going to be big, folks. And I just want to give a great big shout out. There's way too many people for me to thank for it, but a great big thank you to everybody out there who, and you know who you are, who really helping in a really, really big way, making this thing happen. So I'd appreciate you folks if you want to support that. That'd be great. But so that's it. So Ceasar's Bay Bazaar, Ceasar's Bay Flea Market. Lots of memories, lots of fun stuff. So what are your memories? What are your fun things? What are the things you did there? What did you buy there? What do you still have in your house from there? Who knows? Maybe you met your wife or your boyfriend there or your husband there. Who knows? So, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you can subscribe. I just did a grave shift, so pardon my jumping over my words here. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. It's a free subscription. All the proceeds from this channel, we just got monetized on the channel. So all the proceeds from this channel, from people watching it on YouTube, are going to go toward the Waffles Foundation. So if you want to help us out, even in that slight way, that'd be very much appreciated. So, folks, I want to thank you for watching. Let me know if you need anything, or we could be reached at wafflesfoundation@gmail.com. So thank you so much, folks. Have a great morning, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Stay safe. Love you all. Take care now. Bye-bye.